So very good morning to all. In power electronics subject, third unit is DC to DC converter, in which we are going to see about boost converter. Here we will see how we are going to simulate this boost converter using MATLAB software. Okay. So whenever you see icon on your desktop, when you double click on that icon, this screen will pop up. So the MATLAB which I am using is R2000A. Even latest MATLAB is 2021 MATLAB has also been released, but we are going with R2014. Okay, in that particular MATLAB I am going to show you, on that particular version of MATLAB I am going to show you how to design a boost converter and how to see the waveform. So that will be our today's discussion. So when the screen pop-ups, you have to go to that new. So in the new, you can see here in the under Simulink, you can see Simulink model. So if you click that particular Simulink model, a screen will pop up, and the screen initially it will be untitled, so you can save it or the name whatever you want. Okay, so in this you can see this library browser. Just when you click on that library browser, this screen will pop up.
Sir, screen share avala sir.
Oh, sorry. So I think now you can see the screen. I will just repeat it. So when you are opening your MATLAB, this will be the screen will pop up. In that you have to go to new. In that new you have to go to Simulink model. So here is Simulink model. Just when you click it, a screen will pop up. Initially the screen will be untitled. You can save it in the name whatever you want. And in this there is a library browser. When you click on this library browser, this will be the screen popping out. So the thing is, you can use only block set in Simulink and Sims PowerScape. Only that two block set will merge. If you want to use some other block set, then you have to go with some solvers, additional solvers, because in MATLAB everything is done with on the basis of matrix. So here everything is matrix manipulation. So you can use Simulink and Simscape directly, and if you are going with any solar and all, then it should be add a separate solver. You have to add that solver. Okay, so now I have told you in Simulink as well as this, in this you have so many blocks. These blocks you can use. Here I think you can see like electric source, elements, then machines, measurements, and power electronics. All that subdivision we will try to use. Now just I will go for boost converter. So this is the boost converter. Okay, so boost converter as an input source, you have an inductor, then you have a switch, you have a diode, capacitor, and a load. Okay, so now the switch is either your switch can be in on or off. Let us assume that initially I am turning on the switch. If I turn on the switch, what will happen? The source, inductor, and switch will form a path, closed path. So whatever the supply Vs, that will be get stored in URL. Okay, and in this part there is no source. This diode is just for protection, that nothing flows through this path, only unidirectional flow. So to make the unidirectional flow, we use this diode. Okay, none other than it has any other use, only that particular purpose you use this diode, because the capacitor discharge should not go in this direction. Capacitor discharge has to go only through load. Okay, now in mode 2, when switch is off, you see input voltage plus the voltage stored in inductor, so twice the voltage. Now this voltage will go through this diode and charge this voltage for twice the value. So this twice the value stored in capacitor is only being discharged when the switch is on. Again the mode will repeat. You will turn on the switch, charge this inductor. During this part of time, this capacitor will be releasing to the load, and again when the switch is off, the supply plus inductor will charge this particular capacitor. Charging of capacitor will be taking place at a very faster rate. Due to that, what happens is, we all know capacitor has very high inrush current. Very high inrush current means the current drawn by the capacitors will be at very faster rate, and that makes the problem of harmonics and all. Okay, whenever you use the capacitor, that one capacitor is the source for generation of harmonics with the inductor. Okay, inductor doesn't allow rate of change of current, so but this fellow will go for high induced current. So this inductor current will try to suppress the harmonics, and put together you will have harmonics which has been transferring to the source side. Source side, this is DC you have put, but you might have taken a single phase AC, put a diode rectifier, and then diode rectifier output will be given here, so that harmonics will travel backward to the AC source. So then some basics of boost converter. Next slide we can see. So a boost converter, we all know it is a step up converter. So it used to step up the input voltage. Okay, only you can step up voltage. So whenever you do step up voltage, current will come down. Put together VI is the power. So on input side V into I and output side V into I, both are same, so power remains constant. Okay, now formula is V naught by V in is equal to 1 by 1 minus D. So V naught is equal to, just cross multiply this V1, so V1 by 1 minus D, and D is nothing but duty ratio, which is turn on time. So turn on time can vary from 0.1% to 0.8, less than 0.1 as well as greater than 0.85. When you try to go, it will get short. Okay, we are facing problem in firing the MOSFET. Okay, now this is the circuit. So we were telling that the turning on of this MOSFET is called a duty cycle. So the maximum duty cycle which we are going to give is only 0.8. When you give 0.8, 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2. So 1 divided by 0.2, which is nothing but multiplied by the input voltage, will give you the output voltage. So let us go to MATLAB and see how this is being done. So I have already just taken in this, I have gone to new, then I have taken one Simulink model. So that new is only is showing here as an in title. Now you can save it, file, save as you can do. You can give the name as some boost converter. Okay, already there is some boost converter here, so I will just change the folder. Just I put as desktop. Here I can use it as boost converter. Here I cannot give space, rather I will put underscore, then I will write converter. Okay, leaving space is not allowed. So already there is a name called boost converter on the desktop, so it is not allowing. Write it as converter. Underscore boost. Okay, that name is being changed now. So now we can start our simulation. So just on this library browser, I am just clicking it. So this is the place where we are going to take the components. So just I will give a brief that usually we use the Simulink block. In the Simulink block we will use the sink. This is the place where you connect the scope. In the waveforms are usually seen in scope, and sources, various types of sources are there. This is not input source. These are the sources like pulse generator and all. So pulse generator, random number, repeating sequence, all this are the different types like sine wave. All these are different source. We will use a pulse generator. Just you right click, then add it to, when you say to your file name, automatically it will come and get displayed here. Okay, just keep it here. Now you can see what and all the components required here. So next to this slide I will show you, these are the components required for the simulation of a boost converter. So you need a AC voltage source. So come here, go to this, come to the SimScape, come to the SimScape. In SimScape, go to Sim Power System. In Sim Power System, go to Specialized Technology. In Specialized Technology, you have something called electric source. In that you take DC voltage source. Okay, just right click and say add. Okay, automatically it will get added. Okay, next block what I required is MOSFET. So again in Sim Power same thing. In Sim Power System, when you go for Specialized Technology, you have Sim Power Electronics. There you have MOSFET. Just right click, add to the boost. So what and all I have added, I have taken this one, I have taken this boost, then I have taken the scope. Now I have to take one diode. Okay, just similar way just go to this power electronics. There you can see the diode. Just right click, add to the converter. Okay, diode is added. Now you need go to this element. In element you will have RLC branch. In that RLC branch you just take, so from that RLC branch only we are sorry, so from that RLC branch only all these components, just I have wrongly pressed L. Okay, now I have taken branch, 2 branch I have taken a diode, then I have taken a MOSFET, I have taken a DC source and one more pulse generator. No need, just delete it. What and all is required, you see here. Other than this you required a pulse generator block. I think I have added. I have to take what and all block left out is voltage measurement and current measurement block. Just go here, go to the measurement. In measurement you will see current measurement, so add this, and similarly add this voltage measurement also. So you get voltage measurement and current measurement. So now our task is to interconnect. So first of all, this is RLC branch. I want only inductor, so just double click it, go to that page and put it as inductor. So now here instead of 1 millihenry I am just putting it as 30 millihenry. Usually you have to do the derivation and find out what is the inductor required. Now just I am putting it as 30. Then the switch when you want to change the direction, you want to rotate, the method is Control R. Okay, now I have taken DC source, connect this DC source to this inductor, then from this inductor you connect it to drain, from source you connect it to source. So I think the first part of the boost converter connection is over. You can see here. So from source I have taken to inductor, from inductor to the switch, and then I have connected to the source. Okay, now the second part of this is you have to connect a diode. Then you should connect to a capacitor. Just double click it, then make it as C. Now you give any particular value, just I am entering it as 1500 microfarad. Now just Control R, if you do, automatically it gets rotated. Then try to place it here. Okay, the next task is you have to connect a load. So load I am taking it as R load. Just 1 ohms or 10 ohms, whatever you want, you can connect it. Okay, now current should be always measured in series. So bring that current measurement block, connect in series with respect to load, and the negative part connected to the load, and then you close the path. I have closed it. Then our task is to voltage measurement. Bring the block here. Voltage is always measured in parallel, so just connect it in parallel. Okay, connection how I am doing is just I have to press the left button in your mouse and then I have to drag. Okay, then I have to fix it. Now to measure this I should need a person called scope. The scope is available in commonly used block set, where you can see the scope here. How many scope I required is, I required for one for current measurement, another one for voltage measurement, and then similarly one measurement block is required for input side measurement. So just right click and drag. If you right click and drag, you will get one more. No need to go to back to your browser and you are not necessary. Just when you right click and drag, you will get one more new thing. Now source side voltage measurement also done. Then I am just putting a scope to measure my input voltage. Just I am zooming out. Unfortunately I have zoomed in, so I am zooming out. Control plus minus is the shortcut. You can do that. Control plus plus is for zooming, plus minus is for zooming out, and plus plus is for zooming. Then Control R, rotate it, then connect it to your input side. So we have done all the thing. Now only thing, how to fire this MOSFET. So MOSFET is a semiconductor device that you have to fire. It is a voltage control device, so you need to specify the minimum gate turn on voltage, VTH we used to call. The minimum gate turn on voltage is 8 volt, so let us keep it as 12, slightly greater. Now comes your period calculation. We say we should operate at higher frequency. So in order to operate at higher frequency, let us assume I am going to operate in 25 kilohertz. So when you want to operate in 25 kilohertz, here they are asking periods in terms of seconds, so 1 by f, so 1 divided by 25,000, so the answer will be 0.40 then 4. So just type it here in period column, just write it as 1 2 3 4 4. You can even put one more 0 in between before point, and then pulse width. Now pulse width is in terms of percentage they have given, so let us start with 30%. okay, only one switch, so there is no need for any delay. I have connected. Now you have to specify the input voltage. Let us assume input voltage to be 24 volts, so I am supplying from a battery. Now our step is to simulate. Before simulate, I required a block called power GUI. So this power GUI block is required. It is a solver for sim power system. So whatever you do with the sim power system block set, this block is required. This is used for you. If we are not putting this block set and if you are asking to run, then it will show an error. The error is saying that the power GUI block is not there. The diagram must contain a power GUI block. The block must be named as power GUI and should be placed. Okay, so that is the error it is showing. So go here, it is there in Simscape, add it to your converter block. Now if you try to compile, that will not show any error. It will start compiling. I will just stop it, because one more thing we have to do is we have to name it and bring the data to the workspace. Okay, so that is required. First untick this, then save. This is nothing but your output voltage, so I am saying it as OV, output voltage. Okay, just apply, come out. Similarly go here in this history, similar way untick this, then this is output current. Okay, so you write it as OC. Similarly this is your input voltage. I am writing it as IV. Now I am making it to run. So once it reaches 2 seconds, I will try to change the duty cycle. From 30% I will change. Okay, so I am changing into, sorry, initially it was 30, now I am bringing into 40. So after it reaches around 4 seconds, I will try to change the duty cycle to 50. Then again at the time interval, say 6, I make it as 60 duty cycle, and then when reaches 8, I make it as 70. Then around when it reaches 9, I make it as 80. So at the run time I have changed the duty cycle. So by changing the duty cycle, what should be the inferences? Your voltage should change. Okay, you can see here. So initially voltage for I have given 24, it was around 30, then it is rising, and here around I have put an 85. So again we know that to view it in better way, we go to here and we type your value. So here I am going to see the output voltage. So output voltage is saved as OV. So OV time comma OV signal. This is, we know that when you see here, this is a matrix structure. This matrix has a time value is there, and similarly inside a signal when you see values, it has so many values. So I am plotting this value with the time. Okay, that is what we need. So that is what I am going to do. So that is what I have done here. Just press enter, a screen will appear and you can see here axis with respect to time and voltage. So for various voltage various duty cycle, the voltage is increasing. So now I think we all know how to insert. So insert X label. So X label is nothing but time. Within bracket you have to write seconds. Similarly insert Y label. Y label is nothing but voltage. Within bracket volts. You can even insert you can even insert text box. Okay, text box, there you can write what is this. Okay, you can write and explain what is the duty cycle, and for each and every instant you can write. Okay, that I will show it in PPT. So here we have put on all that particular blocks and we have done simulation. This is the graph showing about output voltage alone. This is showing about your output voltage and input voltage, and this is showing about for various duty cycles. So for various duty cycle, what is the output voltage? So since this is a boost simulation, we are able to get out voltage greater than the input voltage. Okay, so this is with respect to simulation of a boost converter. Okay, so thank you. This is what about one small portion.